South Park coming at you. Then we got Team Wars review after that. We got some sick games, so make sure you stick around for that. And if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, you can check it out. You can check it out. It's probably the video before this or something. I'm not sure. Bubba, you gotta be a crazy boy. Yeah, nano is easy if you're just doing one small little thing. But I was using it as like a full IDE. So I had all the bells and whistles. It's a lot of fun. Lot of fun. I'm glad I'm out of that though. I'm in Java now. So much easier. Having the IDE basically run the language for you is just, it's comical how much easier it is to do your job than running in C code. Bubba, what you doing? What you doing, Bubby? Hey, hey, hey. You're being crazy. You're being crazy, Bubba. Oh, I don't love that. I don't love that. He took one hit though. Bubba, come here. Come here. Come here. What'd you just knock over? This is why I've been kicking you out recently, Bubby. All right, we could do... Huh. Albus, you're being crazy. He's running into my microphone. Albus, how do you do it? You're being crazy. Here we go. This feels pretty good. He removed my Medusa, is that what happened? Oh, nice. Nice one shot there. Oh, well. Let's go sizzle. Heal up, baby. Heal up, baby. Oh, this could be interesting. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. Can we get the hit off and the heal? Oh, what hit? Oh, the hamsters. That's where that damage came from. This feels pretty good though. Oh, we still got that heal there? That's interesting. Whoop. Oh, this could be close. Will he survive? Oh, he doesn't survive, but the plus 50 on the Medusa is enough. It is enough. I mean, if you look at it, that's like 30% increase. Like, it's pretty good. That snake though, that snake's gonna give us enough damage to Unholy for the win. That snake gives us enough damage to Unholy for the win. Oh, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. No snipe. I was expecting the snipe to come. But yeah, I haven't done that Vim stuff in so long, I wouldn't be able to now, I'm sure. I couldn't conceptualize the fact that like it was up, down, left, right on the keyboard. So I changed all my settings and stuff to be like WASD for the movement. And that once I did that, it changed my Vim heavily. Until I did that though, I struggled to move around. So I would like move by the I would move by the word and stuff like that. That was a good win though. That snake, dude. That snake, hilarious. That snake getting a couple extra hits. Enough to get us into new kid range, dude. That's so sick. Gotta love that one. Oh, it's one of those ads that's a game. I love those things. But yeah, now we just I do Java and this like weird halfways Java scripting language. It's this weird HTML. It's supposed to be meant for like HTML and stuff, but we use it in a weird way in the system we do it. But it works. It's basically just like super simple Java. You get the basic Java stuff, but you like, I have like a for each loop, but I don't have a while loop kind of thing. It's just pared down a little bit. Oh, this isn't good. Oh no, we took the Midberry Crunch out. I was worried about the Midberry Crunch being able to hit both of these guys because of the way I placed it. But instead he wipes them out, and because I'm a higher level, I actually take them out. Oh, look at the time that I saved there. Can Ned take him out? Oh no, he one-shots me? Dang. I thought I had more health. But it's funny, the company that I worked for that, like that contract isn't even in business anymore. It was a cybersecurity thing, and they were making encryption stuff. And they just couldn't sell anything. I think it was the problem. We made like a bunch of different projects. Like we made like a Dropbox thing that had encryption. We made like a file transfer thing that had encryption. We had all sorts of stuff. We were doing mobile apps for a while. And then eventually it became this file share thing, which was honestly like the type of encryption you'd put on a CIA laptop kind of thing. And then they had some pretty big contracts. They had like Walmart and stuff using one of their things for their receipts to on their server side to encrypt their receipts or some shit. But I don't know. And then the Marriott Hotel was another one. They had IBM contracts or something, but I don't know. They just failed and the company no longer exists. And that's why I lost that job, is because that was the project I was on. They were closing down basically, and there just wasn't another project that needed my expertise, because it was everything else at that place was like a web design job, but what we were working on was fucking cybersecurity for the Pentagon, basically. What's up, Blackstar? Digimon days. What makes today Digimon Day? Yeah, for sure, Backstreet. That one definitely was the issue, because the product itself was pretty sweet. We basically took this other company's, they called it a parser, the lib parser or whatever. We took this parser, which was the, let's see if this works. This very rarely works, but we'll see. It was basically an encryption algorithm that you set the number of like shares you needed to recreate the item, and then you needed that amount of online shares for it to work. So it's hard to conceptualize that, but like, let's say you break a file into 3 pieces. Oh, this sucks. You break a file into 3 pieces. I don't even know what to do there. And then, oh no, Scout! You supposed to go for? I'm just honestly gonna give up on that match. Unholing the tower just never works. You break a file into like 5 pieces, and then you put one of those pieces onto 5 different cloud servers, like one's on Azure, one's on S3, et cetera, et cetera. And then in order to recreate that file, so like unencrypt it basically, you'd have to have access to, you could have it set up 1 of 2 or 2 of 4 or whatever. So if you need 2 parts of it to recreate it, and the algorithm can take 2 parts and recreate it. So the idea is that if somebody hacks into server A, every bit of data is jarbled and garbled, and they wouldn't have anything. They'd have to, not only would they have to hack 2 servers at once, or 3 servers at once, 4 servers at once, whatever the setting is, they'd have to have the algorithm to put those together and unencrypt them. So it was a pretty sweet setup, because you had like, you could hot swap the servers. Like if one was offline, you could jump to the other one. And then if you had 2, you could recreate the entire file with just like 2 little pieces of it. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool setup. Oh, I'm glad that monkey got that hit. But the idea was like, you put it on a laptop, and then if somebody gets that laptop, they can't actually do anything, because you could just turn the servers off, right? So if in order to access the files, the machine has to be connected to the server in general. Dude, why is that call girl? Why did that call girl take an hour to kill? 427 attack or health, and my Space Warrior took like 6 hits on her? the fuck is going on here, dude? Was that weird? But yeah, so the idea is a CIA operator has a laptop. He goes dark. You don't know where he is. You kill the shares to the server so that no one can access the files that were on his laptop. Even if he's compromised, even if they have the physical laptop, once those shares are offline, there's basically nothing on the laptop. And then the one that I was working on, and like I said, they had so many. I think the problem was they should have just focused on one thing. Instead, their investors or their companies were like, do this thing, do this thing, do that thing, do this thing. We should just focused on one thing. But we had something that we call like the cloud gateway or something, where basically, let's say you already had in your setup, because the idea was like cloud backup, right? So if you already had a setup, then where's Space? I need Space Warrior's attack. If you already had a setup to like back up your stuff, let's say every day I take my payroll information from my restaurant or something, whatever it is, I take all that and I put it up into the cloud and it backs it up. Well, our process was meant to be like from the ground up, right? But if you already have something set up, you don't want to reconfigure everything about your process, change servers, do all that stuff. Instead, we created a middleman project where you pass it to us first, and then we just pass it to where you normally were, like you always were, you know what I mean? So, oh, get the oh my God. Oh, that should have been the cyborg tower. Oh, why did he get it? That's trash, dude. That's trash. That's trash. Okay, we're gonna be okay here. We're gonna be okay here. Whoop. I just gotta wait for that guy to die. Okay, there we go. Now we're in good shape. Now we're in good shape. Uh-oh. We gotta go big time here. What was Medusa attacking right there? She didn't even get one hit off on one of these guys? Gotcha! Yeah, so the cloud gateway thing was really cool because it's just like, you send it to us, we encrypt it, and then we send it up to your other thing. So you didn't have to have a whole setup. You could just throw it into their existing backup, which was probably the easiest to sell. That product was the easiest to sell, but they wanted some stuff that was basically impossible. Ugh, this is trouble. This is trouble. I don't think I can do anything about this. Oh, how did I get him? Oh, I can't believe I turned that around. Oh my God. Oh my God. I actually can't believe I turned that around. I thought for sure I had lost that bar. Ugh. All right, this is gonna be fun. Watch this. Turn around, Sizzle. Get him, Sizzle. What a bitch, dude. Nice tower deck, bro. Maybe you should put some more heal in to heal your tower, bro. Maybe you should heal your tower more, bro. Maybe you should heal your tower more. Pop goes the weasel. Those guys are insufferable. Monkey, monkey, monkey. But yeah, they just couldn't sell it, I guess. And I mean, we had one program that was really cool. It's just like you just send files back and forth, but while you're sending them, it's encrypted in that way. So like in the in-between. So it's like a super secure way to send files. And we actually used that program internally to send each other files, but apparently they couldn't sell it. You gotta love the Starvin' Marvin play, baby. Gotta love the Starvin' Marvin play. Oh no, the Inuit. Oh, that's tough for him. That's tough for him. I don't think Marvin's gonna get it though. That's good though. We got value. We got value. He's gonna drop an assassin. We gotta tap it up. Tap it up. Tap, tap, tap it up. All right, we're even. We're even. I'm gonna drop him because he's got that 140. Hanky trade. Hanky panky. Unless he drops me with that hyperdrive, that would've been scary. Ooh, gotta love that. But yeah, now the company I work for is an insurance company. And we create like the program that the agency use. Pretty cool. My focus is on the forms that the insured gets. So like the creation of them and the management of them and all that kind of stuff. I lead that team. Oh, nice hit. Jimbo. Play Satan. Okay. Ah! Uh-oh. That was a terrible play. That was a terrible play. And he's hitting New Kid, not my Jimbo, or not my Ned. This is interesting. Don't forget he's got that Starvin' Marvin, so we gotta have the Ink and Craig ready. For that Starvy Marvy play. That mind control is terrible, guys. That mind control is terrible. What is he doing? What is he doing? Where's the Starvy? There he is. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Starvy Marvy. I feel so bad doing that to him. He's just my little baby angel. He's just my little sweet baby starving angel. He's just my starving little baby. I don't like to laser him to death, but sometimes you just gotta do it. How did I learn to program? I went to college for it, but I had taught myself in high school a little bit. We didn't have any... Where's the other account? What the hell? Oh, they're both on that same ad right now. Oh no, the other one crashed. That's why I couldn't get back to it. I was like, am I going back and forth to the same account here? What's going on? Just two dudes in a shower. But yeah, no, honestly, mostly I learned on the job. I learned more in the first year on the job than I learned in 4 years of college, for sure. For sure. But yeah, I had a pretty good base of code from like messing around with my MySpace profile to messing around hacking browser games with a friend of mine in middle school and high school. We had this game we played called CMRPG, Crimson Moon RPG. It might still exist. Let me check it out. Crimson Moon RPG. It doesn't exist anymore. But it was just a browser-based game that didn't really have any animations or anything. It was just you were a vampire versus werewolves, and it just had this really cool community, and you basically interacted with people on forums, which is crazy. And then there were just really cool things you could do. Like you could have different accounts. Like you had Slayer accounts where you got them up to level 8, and then you started giving all your experience to the clan so that you stayed at level 8. Because when you fight PvP, you can fight up and down 8 levels, and it's just like you click a button on a person and then like your stats fight basically, and you just see a log of your attacks, and it's just like you attacked him for 15 damage, he attacked you for 10 damage. It was just like the most basic thing ever. But the way they did like the community aspect of it within the clans, and you could like some people were feeders where they got leveled up, so they were like level 200, and they got all their experience, but then they sent they sent all their resources to the clan. So they sent like, I don't remember what it was, like lumber and meat and stuff. I don't remember what it was, but they sent that stuff to the clan. But then I was a fighter, so I think they called them brawlers. I never got past level 8. I sent all my stuff to the team, but then I used the different resources to upgrade my attack and stuff like that. So I was a level 8, but I attacked like a level 120, but I was able to clean up anybody from level 1 to level 16, so I could basically have an unlimited amount of fodder to wreck through. Because you had, like any typical game, every 15 minutes you could battle or something like that, and you can save up 10 or something like that. But yeah, so with that game, anyway, I bring that game up because the guy that was the leader of my clan was like big top shit in the game, and he got into it with the moderators about something, and there was 2 sites. There was the site itself, and then there was the forum site, and he got mad about something that they were doing in the forums. They were censoring his post or something. I can't remember exactly what happened. But he got mad at him, and he's like, hey, you want to help me fuck with these guys? And I was like, yeah. And so he sent me some stuff, and he's like, make a batch file with this stuff in it. And he's like, you know, it's not like he was trying to make me run something bad, because I could look at it and understand what it was doing. But basically we were pinging their IP. He got their server IPs, and we basically DDoSed the server for the not for the game itself, but for the forums, to piss off the moderators. And so the forum was like crawling. It took like 2 minutes to load something up. And he's like, dude, apologize, and you know, maybe the site'll miraculously speed up. Good old times. But yeah, we set up batch files that just would open pings to the site until basically our RAM exploded, and then it would stop. So I had a decent computer, so I was running like thousands of instances of this batch script that was just pinging this server over and over again. And it was a small time browser-based RPG game. It wasn't equipped to handle a whole lot of, so it didn't take much for us to absolutely nuke it. Hilarious. What part were you at, Backstreet? I can repeat it. But we basically DDoSed the admin server, or the forum server. A lot of fun. But yeah, me and him did like hacking stuff. There's this website back then. I don't think it exists still, but it was like this white hat hacker site where it had like scenarios that you could basically hack your way through. And there was some social engineering part of it. And it was pretty cool. And I did some cybersecurity stuff in college with some competitions. We got 3rd place in a competition once, even though we didn't know dick about cybersecurity, just because we kind of gamed the scoring system a little bit. And there was this one, like, you got points for having machines like running, but we had this one machine that was running the whole time, but you couldn't really do anything with it because it was like, we broke it. So it was fully locked out. So not only were they locked out of it, but we were locked out of it. So technically it was getting points the whole time because it was active, but like you couldn't do anything with it. So it was really funny. And then it was like it was this interesting mix between like cybersecurity stuff and then like IT. So it's like mimicking like, hey, you're working with a cybersecurity team, but you're also the IT team. So like the CEO called me into his office and I had to help him with his iPad. Like that kind of thing. So I had to run into this other room and then help this guy print off of an iPad and then run back to the team. And all of that stuff we did really well. And I handled all that because at the time I was actually working for IT in this school. And so I handled all that bullshit. And then we ended up getting like perfect scores and all that stuff, but like dog shit in our other stuff. But we ended up still getting 3rd place because other people tried to protect their stuff. And in that attempt, they broke their shit even worse. Whereas we didn't really know what we were doing. All of our stuff got compromised, but there was a couple things that we screwed up so bad that they couldn't compromise. They were like Navy level hackers and they couldn't get into our stuff because we basically bricked the computers. But it was funny because like I said, our school was not cyber defense. Like we didn't have a networking class. We were strictly computer science, software engineering. And every year they had this cyber security competition that the school would pay for if we went there, and we would get like a stipend and stuff. And it was always at the college that my brother happened to also be going to. So we would go, and all the people in my computer science class were like fraternity brothers of mine. We were a really strange. We had some Indians and foreigners and stuff like you expect, but like we were frat bros in the computer science program in my school, which is pretty funny. And we would just go there and just do absolute dog shit in the tournament, but then just get absolutely obliterated drunk at my brother's house because he would throw parties all the time. We would just drink before and after. And like the university rented a nice car for us, so we roll up in like an Escalade to my brother's party, and then we just get hammered drunk and go back to the hotel and drink some more. And all the other cybersecurity kids are like working on codes and shit, and then we're fucking just hammered in the lobby. Hilarious. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. We never really did very well, but still had some fun at those things. Yeah, it was good. I learned a little bit. Luckily it was a lot of it was Linux servers, and I was actually working like part-time at that job already, so I was already a little bit versed in the we gotta take Mephisto out of this. Versed in the Linux setup, and I was able to maneuver around a little bit. Pretty fun. Yeah, in school we learned a little Java and we learned a little C++, but as far as like coding, it was more just learning. Like we didn't drill down into languages as much. Like a lot of my like tests and stuff where it's like write code to do this, I just pseudo coded it. Like you didn't have to understand the syntax of a coding language because that was understood. You can figure that out on the fly kind of, but you have to understand, like if you write the algorithm correctly, then it doesn't really matter. Like that could translate to any language. And I didn't know dick about C++. I didn't know anything about C++. I had only ever really worked in Java and stuff. And in my third year, we start working in classes that are all C++. So I basically didn't actually do any of the code because I just didn't want to learn C++. Because I figured, like at that time, it was like probably unlikely that I would get a job in C++ because like Java was starting to take over. And then my first job ended up being in C, which is funny. Oh, we took him out. Oh, that's sick. Oh, this is sick. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, did we take him out? Oh, this is sick. Can we save him? I don't know. There's a lot of gizmos. If we take the bar, it'd be better if we kill the gizmos too. Or if we kill the visitors too. No. I guess we just have to take one bar. Jeez, that was crazy. Yeah, I know to me it was more about learning and understanding conceptually about stuff. And now like it doesn't matter what language you put me in, I can do, like give me some example code. Like if you put me in a code base that exists, like I just need time with it to learn it, and then the syntax will come with time. And as long as there's an IDE that gives me at least a half-ass job with some syntax highlighting and stuff, I'll figure it out. There's this one language though that we can't indent because of the way that it works. It sends information to an email server, and then it's what dictates like what the subject line of an email is when we send out an email and stuff like that. And you can't have any sort of spacing at all in the code because that gets translated into what prints. So if you have like a tab over for an if statement, that tab exists in the subject line. So the entire fucking file is single indented, smashed to the left. Dude, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare to try to work with if statements. So most of the time you have to copy it, put it in a different file, manually indent it, or, you know, format it if the IDE lets you, and then fix the code and then smash it back again. That shit's a nightmare. Because I would see this code and I'd be like, what are these idiots doing not indenting their code? And then I finally figured out the situation that, like, it doesn't always do it, but there's certain situations where it will. And I finally understood those situations and I was like, oh, this totally makes sense. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know if we're going to be able to get the doggo. I think because we're level 4, that helps a little bit. Get him. Kill that Ned, please. I don't know what he's going to do against my... Oh, that's interesting. My mecha is just going to take him out. I mean, I guess it brings the sizzle away. Oh, that's brutal. IT humor and memes. Honestly, dude, I'm to the point where I don't spend a whole lot of time with anything. What's up, Jimmy? I don't really spend... Oh, I just transmogged that Jimmy and nothing happened. Jimmy, you ruined it. Okay, he better quit, bro. Fortran? Yeah, exactly. It felt like I was fucking coding assembly language. That's exactly right. But no, I try to, honestly, other than, you know, different coding stuff that might happen with the stream, which it's not much, but every once in a while I have to do something. Other than that, I don't do anything regarding like work stuff outside of work. Yeah! Hey, Matt.
This fucking dummy.
Because I'm to the point at my job where if I want it, like the position that I am, if I want to put more time into something, I can put more time into something that benefits my project or something. So like any side projects or any effort that I would put would be towards work, right? So I don't really do anything. I don't really do much. The stream is really it, but I don't really do much. I used to have a couple of side projects, but it just got to the point where it's like I'm coding 10 hours at work. I never wanted to come home and do that. You know what I mean? So it just got kind of, I just stopped doing it basically. So it's like, why am I even bothering with this stuff? I always kind of wanted to be, I don't want to like create a video game, but I want to be like part of the creation of a video game. Like have everybody else do the work, but I like make decisions. Like the, what do you call it? Like the director? Would I be the director, the game director or whatever? That's kind of what I would want to do. Or be part of a committee or something that makes decisions on like a live service game to like help, like, okay, what would make this game better? Like this part of the game is really hard. The grind for this is really hard. Let's change something to make it easier. Or let's add something else for them to get that stuff or whatever it might be. Like with South Park, I had so many great ideas for this game. And a couple of them they did actually do, which is pretty cool. But one thing I always wanted them to do is there's so many cards in the game. There's so many different options that they should have started doing like dual pick, like card packs basically, where, oh shit, he went for the call girl, where you get like every time a card pops up, you get 2 cards and then you get to pick which one you want. So it just gives you a little bit more of a chance. And they did kind of do that with the theme picking card or the theme picking deck. So like they got almost there. Like they almost got there. And the theme picking decks are good, right? Like that does help you a little bit, but like it's still random at that point. Now imagine if instead of picking the theme, every time a card pops up, you have 2 options and you get to pick which one you pick. Are the chances you hit 2 cards that you don't care about? Yeah. Are there chances that you can pick one that you care about more than the other one? Absolutely. So there's definitely potential value there. I always thought those were a clear missed opportunity in this game. Other games that I played had something similar and it just worked really well. Come on. Oh, I was hoping I would save the... what's his butt. Let's see if we can kill this guy fast enough where he can't triple shot me. Nice, it worked. I only tried that because he had less health with the DSR. Reducing the CM cost, all me. I know, great idea. Let's add towers. No, I thought there should be a card. I didn't think too much about like what cards should be options, but I definitely thought there should have been a card that had like an AoE damage over time thing. Like think Grand Wizard's ability, but it's just always doing damage around him kind of thing. I thought that there should have been a tank that does that. I also thought there should have been a fairly cheap tank with not all that much HP, but when it gets hit, it transfers the damage back to the attacker. So like an assassin can't just take it out, because like after 2 attacks, the assassin's gonna kill itself kind of thing. Dog poo, yeah, dog poo is a good idea, Doomgaze, because he could like have a Linus level of like filth around him, right? And that would do damage. Yeah, exactly. Or like Towley has an AoE slow, same idea, just make it be damage. Whatever that is. Like maybe you have a superhero character that's kind of like Magneto and he just has metal circulating around him constantly, or it's an ability. Like in this game, you probably make an ability so you could at least power bind it, but you make it an ability that you use it and then for 20 seconds, he'll do damage around him or something, you know, stuff like that. I think they really missed the boat on a couple different really, really obvious types of cards that they could have gotten, you know what I mean? Okay, as long as we take the net out, that prevents me from having to defend a range card, which is nice. I think I could take this guy out myself. Should I just do Cyborg Tower behind New Kid and dust him? Make sure he doesn't hit me with that boosted hit, and then we should be good. Tower, he'll get a couple hits, but no big deal. Tower him down real quick. I should be able to mind control this, but I'm wondering if he's gonna mind control him to prevent me from hitting. That works too. That works too. Hit him once. Ah, that sucks. That's all right. As long as he doesn't rob and tweak it, I should be fine. So like poison? Yeah, Matt. Yeah, you could do it with poison. You could have a AoE poison if you wanted to go that way. That seems fine to me. That just protected mine, really. It didn't really kill his, but... I could have just played the gnomes, but... We chillin', we chillin'. He's got a plays update. All right, gnomies it is. Gnomes versus level 23. It might take 3 hits to kill the damn guys. Oh, that's hilarious. I think I might just have to Satan this. Because of the AoE damage. Oh, Satan, go, go, go. Satan, go, go, go. Why would you play him into the Satan? Oh, he didn't even get 1 hit off. That sucks for him. That really sucks for him. Rip. That's 7 energy that's gone. That's 7 energy you ain't getting back, brother. Oops. Oops. You saw a blip of some effort to make an open source clone, but I haven't been able to find any signs of the current activity. If somebody was going to do that, it would have been Lucky Penguin, and he kind of bailed on it when they shut the game off. I'm pretty sure at one point, well, I know at one point he had all of the source code because he had messed with, because he had a bunch of his accounts banned actually. Dude, the guy just lightning bolted with the shield. What an idiot. He had a bunch of accounts banned because he was messing with the source code, and he was like running the PvP. He was running like the PvE cards in PvP in like a fake server thing, and he streamed it and they dumped them all. Respect for the Starvey, yeah. Yeah, I think, and then I also think like Thunderbird is like basically unplayable. Basically unplayable because when he's power binded, he's worthless. So I've always thought that after the Thunderbird gets power binded, it goes into like kamikaze mode where it gets faster and then it gets to New Kid and then it just explodes. Like Bar Brady kind of, where he dies and then explodes, kind of similar to that, but he blows up when he dies. If he still has the source code, then we can fork it. I think because the problem was that he's still connected to the SPPD servers. You can't mimic the servers and the interaction with the servers. So the problem is you cannot have, unless you fully rewrote it to be like a local thing, which would be probably very difficult, but like you can't run the game without the South Park Phone Destroyer servers. So he could fuck with the source code and he could make changes, and like just like Hydeen could when he was faking it. You could do that, but he was still hitting the South Park servers. So once those are gone, or if you don't have really access to it, which you don't, which is part of the problem with Lucky, and he got banned for that because he was hitting the server with this code. It didn't matter if he was just running friendly fights and not really impacting anything. He was still technically maliciously hitting the server with code. So not great. Even if Thunderbird just hit the closest enemy kamikaze, yeah, that could be good too. Because you could, like, if it power binds it by my New Kid and he blows up, whatever. But if you can't power bind him till he's later on, or that would like make me want to play him midline more often, kind of thing. I don't know. It's just better options in my opinion. Guys, I've been just blabbering. It's 41 minutes later. I didn't even realize we're done with both of these accounts. It's crazy. We're already done with both of these ones, rolling through it. One left. Did we do the Adventure Lock? Yeah, we did the Adventure Lock. We had some Starvey Marvy action. So these packs, this is close, but imagine in each one of these cards, what if I had a Mystic and a superhero choice, right? So what if this card right here, what if this was Scout Ike or Diabetes Boy, and I got to pick which one? What if this was Powerbind or Super Fart, and I got to pick which one? What if this was Energy Staff or Wonder Tweak or something, right? Or I guess in that case, maybe Chomper. They would keep it the same, but I think they really screwed up on that. Or they could have ones where it's like Champion Strike does this, where certain chests, after you pull them, you have like, it'll show you all the cards, and then you have like 3 or 4. I'm not gonna wait 3 minutes for that. You have like 3 or 4 resets where you can redo 1 or 2 cards. So most of the time you redo the legend to try to get a legend you want, right? Or if you have an epic and you're trying to get a certain epic, you can redo it a few times to try to get that one, which I think is really cool, because like when there's so many options and everything is fully random, like the only choice you have to buy stuff is like in the Cartman shop or something, like that just sucks. And that's part of the reason why it takes so long to level up some cards, is because, I mean, you can request, obviously requesting is going to get you a specific card faster, but I don't know. I think they just dropped the ball on that. And they could have made those like only the ones you buy, right? Like maybe only the ones that how do you even get to the shop anymore? There you go. Only the ones that you can buy from here give you that option, right? So like these become, and this was nice to focus on a theme. That's pretty good. But imagine it was like a quad choice pack, and you could make them more expensive because I get that choice, right? I mean, that's what they do. A random legendary is about like 500 cash to them, and a legend that you get to pick is like 1,200 cash for them, right? Like that's kind of their payment for it. Or it gives you that option in the paid portion of the battle pass. Yeah, exactly. Like this down here is in these gold packs. What if 3 legends popped up? Harry Potter Magic Awakening does it that way, where there's a couple legend packs where you pull it and 3 legends pop up, and you get to pick which of those 3 legends you want. That's pretty awesome. Maybe all 3 of them are trash, but at least you can probably pick one that's not already level 7 or level 6, right? Like you'll probably at least get that. Maybe you won't get the one. Is the game still alive? Harry Potter Magic Awakens is dead in North America, but it is still going on in the Asian servers, and you can still play. If I transferred my stuff over there, so I'm on an Asian server now, and I can play on a PC client. I can play on a PC client now, which is infinitely better than the trash mobile client that they had. So I actually play the game more now, I think, that it's on PC, because it's just so much smoother. But yeah, it was live for what, a year or two on the servers. But I mean, I will say, Matt, the game is live in Asia, and it's been live since like 2017, right around the time of South Park. So it does have around the same longevity. They tried to bring it to the West, and for whatever, it was WB Games that did it. And I think the problem was WB was going through a lot of bullshit, and they basically ditched so much of their gaming stuff. So that was just part of that. I think I don't think it was any testament necessarily to the game being good or bad. I just think the company just couldn't do it anymore. But yeah, SPPD is an anomaly for sure. Champion Strike has been around basically just as long. I will say that. Basically just as long. I was worried about a mind control. There we go. Choir boy, make it happen. Yeah, Marvel Strike Force is around the same age. There's quite a few that came out around 2017, 18 that are still going. But as far like games like this, there's Clash of Wizards that's around. That one's similar to. That one's more similar to Clash Royale though. That one I've been playing a little bit, picked it up. Max level is only 15 on that, and I already have some like level 13s and stuff, so it's interesting. It's an interesting one. But yeah, there's been so many. I mean, how many have we played that have died? Magic Duel. Shit, what was that game called? Heroic Magic Duel. That's what it is. Heroic Magic Duel. That was that 3-lane one. Do you guys remember that one? Minion Masters is still around, and Minion Masters came out quite a while ago. Minion Masters had if he mind controls that, I might be in trouble. Minion Masters just recently released their mobile client. So I feel like if South Park dies, I might pick up Minion Masters again. Hero Bump is dead. It's not dead, but it's dead. Nano Legends was one I picked up that was similar to South Park that's dead. World War Doe is the only one I actually miss, because World War Doe was just so much fun because the emotes were so poisonous. You could flip people off. You could say hacker. You could say lag. You could tell them to not quit their day job. You could do so many funny emotes on that. You could literally teabag them. There was an emote where you teabagged them. It was that game was so much fun. So much fun. That's the only one I miss pretty much of all the ones that we've played. There was one Tactical Monster TMRA, Tactical Monster Rumble Arena. I never really streamed that, but I played that pretty seriously for a while. I spent way too much money on that dumb game. Met some homies from Germany though. That was a pretty fun one. That was a fun one. And then there's Dark Orbit that I played that it's still around crazily, and they just changed to a Unity. That game was on Flash, and when Google Chrome killed Flash, then instead of changing the game to not be Flash, they just created their own web browser that still had Flash, and then just you download that and you just go to the website and you just play it on that. But now they finally have a Unity client, which is crazy. But it's like a top-down space shooter that I just spent. I had kind of a shitty laptop as a kid, so I couldn't play all that many games. So I played that one, and it let me play with a bunch of people, and we were in TeamSpeak and running. I was running. We called them raids. I was running raids, like clan raids, where we'd take 20, 30 people and go attack other clans. And we would have, we'd have 30 people in TeamSpeak, and I would be running the show. Like everybody else would be muted, and everybody would be listening to me. Like it was so much fun. So I'm like, all right, group up here, stack. And then you'd like call release when you actually want people to chase. Otherwise, you don't want to chase, because sometimes they're baiting you to chase them into an ambush or something. So you call out, you're like, no, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase. And then you could call out, some people have faster ships, so you can send them out to try to see if maybe there's people hanging out, because you can only see so much of the map at once. So you can check if there's cloaked people or whatever, and you go around, and then they can come back and report, and it's a lot of fun, Now there's not as much player population for there to be stuff like that, but the game's still around, and there's still, when I go there, the top 5 people that are on the leaderboard are names I recognize. So there's all those people are still playing. It's crazy. And we're talking, I played that game in 2008. Like I spent probably $1,000 on that game, and back then it was like a lot of money. And now I'm thinking like, shit, I could drop $100 on that and it would last me so long. But like back then I was dropping like $1 or $2 here or there to buy their little packs. And now it's like, shit, I could drop $100 on a Sunday when you get 4 times the amount and get 3 million Iridium is what they call it. And that could last me for so long. Good times. Magic the Gathering Arena. Oh yeah, that one's not bad. That one's weird though, because it's like, it's this weird mix of like, you're actually kind of buying the cards, like you have to actually buy them as if you're buying a pack, sort of. But I think you can like code in your existing cards or something. I don't know. It's just a weird. When I checked it out, I was like, this is kind of weird. And I don't really like Magic the Gathering. What I would check out is there's a game called. There's a game called, what's it called? Eclipse? Eternal. Eternal. It's called Eternal. And Eternal, I knew that was going to happen, dude. The moment I played Man Bear Pig, I was like, he's probably got cock magic. But I thought maybe he doesn't because I only saw the adventure so far. That's such a lame way to play the game, dude. Cock magic and goth kids. There's no fucking skill there at all. If you have the cycle, you win. Like, it's just, I hate it. Fucking hate that. But no, it's called Eternal, and it's the same concept for Magic, where like you have to, play the energy, tap the energy, tell them to attack or not, stuff like that. The same concept of the structure of the matches, but they do a couple things pretty well where it kind of like the biggest pet peeve of mine when you're playing Magic the Gathering is like you just never get any land cards, and you just can't do anything, and you just get overrun too quickly, and like you can't play the game basically. That was my biggest pet peeve of like Hearthstone 2. I would draw my only high level cards to start and like couldn't put anything on the board for the first 3 turns and then just lose because of that. Like I hated that. So that's one of the reasons I don't like playing games like that. But we had this one that we played on stream for a while, and I was like a content creator for them. It was called Casa Voices of the Dusk, and the dev team just disappeared. They never responded to my like Discord messages and stuff like that, the Twitters and all that stuff. So the dev team is just gone, but it had a really cool way that they did the point system for like the leveling and the mana, and like you could play every card at every level, but you could only play like 2 cards per turn and stuff. It was just like, it was kind of a cool setup. And that was one I played that it is kind of sad that it's no longer there, because it was it's still in Steam, but you're never going to get a match. But it was just really, really unique setup for that. And you could like take a card, like to gain mana, you didn't have to have a land card. You just got rid of one of the cards in your hand. So if you had a 6 cost card that you couldn't play until you had 6 energy or whatever you want to call it, if you had that, then it wasn't a big deal because, oh, that sizzle. Okay, good. The sizzle's got to kill him. It wasn't a big deal because you could just use that as your burn card for the energy. And then later on, you could use an energy to pull that card back from the graveyard or whatever you want to call it. So it was just a really interesting setup where you didn't have to worry about what cards you drew. You just had to worry about what cards you used for your, see that new kid bar actually didn't help me. What cards you use for your, for the setup for the like I can't remember what they called it, like sacrifice it basically. It was a really cool setup. One guy winning the match by his 2nd turn. Yeah, exactly. Like you get a deck setup that's just like a one-shot KO, and it's just about am I going to get lucky? Like, am I going to get lucky? That's better than the mecha, at least. Am I going to get lucky and get that? Just like just like Goth Kid's cock magic. If you have all of the Goth Kids and cock magic in hand to start the match, like, that's going to be hard to lose, because whatever they put on you, you're going to cock magic. The energy is going to be crazy. And it's just game over. Gotcha 6 is in Illuminati now? That's crazy. I'm pretty sure Gotcha 6 was... I'm pretty sure Gotcha 6 was the guy... Do you guys remember that South Park rap that I did? Pretty sure Gotcha 6 was his friend. They were homies. High levels, for sure. He was all... I thought he was always in, like, Killer 7 or something like that. GoldenEye PC version. I'm sure exists that. If there's a Mario version where, like... Or like Mario 64, where through the emulator they can have 10 people play the game at once. I'm pretty sure that there's gotta be a GoldenEye that you can do multiplayer right now. SPPD could make a quick buck if they sold a new emote pack. Dude, I've said that. If they sold Towley for $4.20, if they sold a Towley pack for $4.20, they'd make $4 million, dude. But yeah, I definitely think they missed out on emote packs. Emote packs, I think they definitely could have put out there that would have gotten incredible buy value, especially if they did it at like a specific time. Like, imagine they did a Halloween only pack that you can only buy during Halloween. Like, it makes you buy it because it's like, oh, I'll never see it again kind of thing. Or a Christmas, like it's a Mr. Hanky emotes. For Halloween, you could do all sorts of stuff, just dress them up in different stuff. And then Butters emotes, Kenny emotes, those would be great. I thought it'd be funny to have like a Canadian emote. So like it's Terrence Mephisto, it's Ike, and it's just some Canadian stuff. I thought that would be kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, Mr. Mackey emotes, where he's just like, okay. Like, that'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious. Because, like, okay is a good emote. Like, just okay. Like, okay. Like he plays something crazy and you're just like, okay. Okay. Why they didn't capitalize on stuff like that is beyond me. Yeah. I mean, that just makes so much sense. And then they could have just kept the game going indefinitely by adding... Well, obviously, you just add levels, but the way they set the levels up, it's pretty longevity, so I don't mind that. But they could have done stuff with levels, or leave the levels the same, but then just give me different tower types, and maybe the type of tower that I use, I can upgrade it to get 1% extra damage or something. Just like a tiny, like it's minuscule amount, but it's just enough where like maybe in a duel, it's going to impact the match. Maybe you get one less new kid hit, whatever it might be. And then maybe after that, they add equipment cards where every single character has an equipment card that they can get. And that equipment card you have to upgrade just like any other card. But that equipment card has 5 levels, and if you put it on Buccaneer Bebe, it increases her... Every level you put on this gear, it increases how many attacks she gets per hit by 1. So at level 1, she gets extra 1 attack per stack. And then at level 5, she gets an extra 5 attack per stats. Not a lot, but it could be impactful. Stuff like that. Maybe you can give something to Mysterion where after he spawns, he gets a half a second speed boost or something. You know, just something like that. But anyway, we're going to get to Timur's review. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you so much. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment. That gets it out to a lot more people. You'd be surprised how much just one comment and one like can be the difference between 200 views and 400 views. So I appreciate the support, guys. Hit me up on Discord if you have any questions. You can post. I think we might start trolling the Reddit. So post some questions in Reddit and I'll answer them inadvertently. But anyway, we're going to see you guys later. And have a good one. Bye-bye.